Republican governor nominee Alan Wilson officially added Florence County State Senator Mike Reichenbach to the November general election ballot as his running mate. Wilson and Reichenbach have campaigned together for months, though today made it official. Wilson tapped him as his choice for lieutenant governor back in January. If they win in November, Wilson says Reichenbach will lead an audit of state agencies to ensure responsible use of taxpayer dollars.
So he's been in law enforcement, he's served in the state senate, and he's served his community. He and his wife Cherise have given so much back to the community they come from. They're successful business people, and they have so much more to give South Carolina.
Democratic nominee Jermaine Johnson has not yet announced his running mate. We reached out to his campaign multiple times today, but have not heard back.